No, there's nothing cliche about me. I'm a student of music, because I listen to John Coltrane. Well, I am a guitar player, and Coltrane's a big part of it. If you like heroin, Courtney Love, then you might understand Coltrane a little bit. Coltrane was cool. He was a fuck up like me. He got fired a lot because he was a rebel and groundbreaker. I like John Coltrane because it hits a nerve in my soul. I mean, you like Bob Dylan? Yeah, I got my Bob Dylan records too. But I mean, you should have been issued a Coltrane record with that too. That's okay if you weren't. But I don't know if you play guitar or if you play. Oh, but I never heard anybody play a horn till it breaks. You know when they say he blows so hard he's elevating, that means he's blowing so hard into his alto and tenor sax that he's lifting himself off the fucking ground. It's beautiful music. It's my girl for all seasons. I don't play a horn, but if I did, I would be doing a Coltrane thing, or Nat Coleman too. It's cliched to say it's cliched to listen to Coltrane. If you're a musician, you can understand the dynamic. I don't think you understand the dynamics of the horn he's playing and what he's doing with his breath and he's taking the horn and doing what Jimi Hendrix did to a Stratocaster. It's probably hard to hear because you probably don't know this horn from that horn, but that's what Coltrane's doing. There's nothing better in this world is to take a mild dose of 4 milligrams of Xanax, put on a Coltrane record. You can go outside when it's snowing, when the leaves are falling, when it's a hot summer day, when it's a cool summer night, a winter's night, and you can listen to that. And you can get a musical education. Not only are you getting educated, it's something for your soul. It hits a a magic spot if you like music. That's what I thought we were doing here was music. I don't think I'm being typical or cliched by listening to it because I have an expansive vocabulary of good music. That's what I do. That's my job. I'm addicted to it. Uh, you know, the prescription is a hypotone. That's heroin. I need a hit like it was heroin, but I don't need you know, I don't need a cigarette. You know what I mean? I'm the microphone fiend. No matter what it is, no matter what I'm listening to, if it uplifts me, if it can change my mood, that's the power of music. If there were still insane asylums and shit, that would be I'd say play them Coltrane. Take them to a new place mentally and spiritually in their head and in their heart. I don't think of myself as as a Coltrane. I mean, there's only once every 50, 60 years maybe. But I understand what I'm listening to. Jazz is a style of music I always wanted to play but could not because I don't have the chops for it or the musical background. But I do, but I don't. I leave it to John, you know? And it's good to listen to music sometimes without words and and yeah. I mean, you could be having dinner or you could be shooting junk and Coltrane is appropriate music. You could be eating at a Democrats convention, eating stuffed poultry and watercress sandwiches and or you could be laying up on your couch, putting a spike in your vein, and Coltrane's always the appropriate flavor. No matter what time of day, no matter what season, no matter what mood you're in, because it sounds good and it hits those special spots. It hits that G spot for, you know what I mean? That's why people like Coltrane. Coltrane's a musician's thing. I don't suspect you're trying to bring the guitar or music to that place. It's cliched to say that's cliched because you know I grew up with Coltrane. It's nothing but good memories. Makes me feel like being 15 years old again, and you finding something that is so special. you know, will you ever forget the first time you heard my favorite things? Hopefully, it changed your life when you did. It changed mine, and I enjoyed it so because it's like I don't gotta compete with this. I can just listen to him break this fucking horn, blow into it till it cracks. It hits, try blowing into it so fucking hard. He knows he's not gonna be able to hit this note he's trying to hit, but he's gonna hit the ceiling with it. He's gonna split the fucking reed with his lip until his lip bleeds. That's Coltrane. You know, Coltrane is it's like when I listen to Ravi Shankar. Well, that's cliched too. Well, I guess it'd be cliched if I was faking it, but I actually have a love for fucking Ravi Shankar, and I can apply it to my guitar, and it hits special spots in my soul. You know, maybe you're not a musical type. If you was, you should be. It's easily identifiable. A friend, Ravi Shankar is your friend. John Coltrane is your fucking friend. And if you, it's cliched to be friends with great shit. Well, you know, I suppose. But I don't play jazz and I don't play Indian ragas. But I know beautiful shit when I hear it. And John Coltrane is one of the greatest things that ever happened to this planet. You know, it could change your fucking mood. It will change your mind. You could be ready to fucking kill someone. You sit down and you listen to Shape of Things, or any fucking Coltrane you got, Coltrane Live, whatever it is, it'll change your fucking mind. Because that's music. That's the power of music. It's uplifting, you know. And when you study and you get into it, and you're like, oh, harmonics in C. What the fuck is harmonics in C? Well, that's Coltrane theory. It's the art of starting in key, going way the fuck out into left field, coming back home and resolving, and then sitting back for 8 to 16 bars while your man takes. You trade fours, you trade eights, you trade 16, and that rule still goes to this day for hip hop, for rock and roll. Guys like Coltrane invented it. You wouldn't exist without John Coltrane. But you know, I mean, do you think I have time to pose? I mean, or do you think that I really love this music? And do I have to explain it to you like it was music 101? My first music teacher, Conrad Couchet, taught me about the sousaphone, taught me about John Coltrane, taught me about Ornette Coleman, taught me about, all these guys. Taught me the differences between bop and cool jazz and swing and, hard bop. It's just basic music shit for like ninth grade kids that don't even give a fuck about music. They should know who these people are. And it's addictive. You just listen to it once and there you go. It should be a friend that you can return to repeatedly. Like on any given night, I'll be fucking my girlfriend to all of Coltrane's record, the whole first side and second side. Because it's mood music. And what are the Grateful Dead compared compared to John Coltrane? It just doesn't know, you know. When Coltrane played, he had to go in through the back door to take the stage. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't use the fucking front door. They're up there reading charts and doing what they're doing. Everybody had it in for him because he was fucking great. Things like Robert Johnson. When you talk about blues, yeah, they're all my heroes. The odds were stacked against them. It took basically a white slave master to pull them out of where they were and put them into a situation where they're allowed to thrive because they're freaks of fucking nature. Billy knows that. Billy Corgan knows. I mean, you were supposedly married to a Bob Dylan. I don't know. Talk about him more. Talk about Kurt more. Whether or not it was real or not, I don't know. But you know, don't. Who gives a fuck about Billy Joe Blowjob? He don't fucking care about you. I promise you that. And if that's where you want to put your charms, and He doesn't give a fuck about you. He's a piece of shit. He's not a Coltrane. He's certainly not a fucking Dylan. He's not a fucking Coltrane. He's not any of these guys. Whereas Kurt created your Billy Joel blowjobs, pretty much. He opened the door and open Pandora's box and let a you know what I mean, a motherfucker like that piece of shit come and collect it. While we all did work. What Billy Corgan says is true. We all came from roots and grit, and no matter where we came from, it doesn't matter. But we all paid our fucking dues. Yeah, that California shit's a myth. You know, I don't buy it anymore. I never did. I'd rather come from fucking Chicago or fucking Albany, New York. That to me means much more. And you know, doesn't matter. It means much more. And the guy knows his fucking records. I mean, you're sitting there with Corgan. You know, I don't know. It just seems like traitorous to me. It is kind of. But that's okay. You have to defend this little prick who doesn't give a fuck about you. If there was one person in the world that gave a fuck about you, it would not be him. But that's all right. You had the best. Let me just say, without sounding salty or sour, you had the best the music world could offer you. You know, stand by your man, stand by Kurt, because Kurt would be straight up laughing at this shit. He'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" You know. And I wonder why Grohl keeps writing songs. Maybe he feels the way I do. Maybe he wants to fuck the shit out of you, but at the same time, he might hate you a little. I don't know. Not that I hate you. I don't hate anyone, but it is sad and it's disappointing. But that piece of shit don't care about you. And now I have to fuck his wife because she knows. He better have a wife too. Don't defend motherfuckers who don't care about you. Because if I slip in there and give him a Judas kiss, he'll be the first motherfucker to turn and bite you in the fucking face. You know, don't put your soul into that basket. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He's willing to rape Aaron Roberts from Albany and live off it for 30 fucking years. But praise Corrigan though. I fucking knew it. I thought he was gonna have the little dildo on next, and it doesn't look like he's gonna. Yeah, don't you know? Exactly. You got two options. I love that. You got two motherfucking options. You know, don't don't let it happen again. There's no apologies. You know, you want to run your fucking mouth. He's just mad because all the little hot emo girls were jilling themselves listening to the Pumpkins, and that's the fucking truth because I was there, and that's what they were doing. And so were some of the boys. They weren't listening to your shit. You got a big mouth, man. Your management should have told that little punk, yo, dude, don't talk. Don't talk. But I took personal offense to that, though, because Coltrane saved my soul. Yeah, he was one of them. He was one of many that did that. You know, that's music. If you don't understand that, then there's no hope for you. I mean, just stop and listen to it for 10 seconds. It'll put you in a new, that's the point of music. It'll put you in a new religious headspace. It'll put you in a meditative trance. It'll calm you and soothe you and uplift you. And when you're done with it, whatever ailed you before doesn't exist. That's the power of music. When I listen to your piece of shit record, if I was forced to, it doesn't do that. It doesn't take me to new places and hit my cerebral cortex and make all my synapses and it doesn't make all my synapses fire, you know. Coltrane was a snake charmer with that fucking horn. And that's what he was. He was one of the greatest things that ever happened to this world. I don't know how you could call that cliche. If I was at a coffee house trying to look cool, would I no, it's like no, I love that shit. Francis knows because I fuck her slow listening to Coltrane too, just like I would. She loves it. Little blonde girl loves it. She lights up. Plug her in like a Christmas tree, and she's oh shit. Yep, that's how I grew up, man. Conrad Couché and Vernon Reed showed me what Coltrane was, and I never looked back. Hung on to it like grim death, and I will till I'm dead. That's good music. That's music. That's the what it's supposed to do. Perfect, deep, potent, fucking viscous load like voodoo, like untapped voodoo. Works every time.